Welcome to Vintage SF. I'm Richard Rempel, and today we're going to talk about SF Masterworks. I have some updates about releases for SF Masterworks and some releases for the best of SF Masterworks. We'll talk a little bit about the Masterworks themselves, and then I want to talk about something I've started this summer, the best of SF Masterworks, my best. I want to identify the novels that I think are the best in that line of publication. So first off, let's get into the new releases. September 12, 2024, we had The Unforsaken Hero by Sterling Lanier released, and then it was over a year before we had another SF Masterworks. I wasn't even sure if they were going to be printing anymore. Going to October of this year in 2026, there are 10 releases. November 20th, 2025, Barefoot in the Head by Brian Aldiss. February 19th, 2026, Galaxies Like Grains of Sand by Brian Aldiss again. March 19th, 2026, Beginning Operations. It's an omnibus of Sector General stories by James White. Then on May 14th of 2026, we had 4 novels published which were Arthur C. Clarke Award winners. Distraction by Bruce Sterling. 13 by Richard Morgan. Nova Swing by M. John Harrison, and Air by Jeff Ryman. June 25th of 2026 saw Minority Report by Philip K. Dick. Coming up July 23rd, Alien Emergencies. This is a second Sector General omnibus by James White. And October 8th of this year, we will have Paprika by Yasutaka Tsotoi. And newly listed by Golanx are 2 hardcover Best of SF Masterworks, Dune Messiah by Frank Herbert and Children of Dune by Frank Herbert. Combined with the rest of the Best of SF Masterworks, there are now 23 books, all of them with covers by cover artist Autun Purser. I had the unique opportunity of interviewing Autun Purser while he was on a ship in Antarctica. He's part of a research team filming the bottom of the ocean at Antarctica, looking at the fauna and the animals. You can find a link to that interview in the description below. If you're not sure why there are some hardcover laminated board SF Masterworks and Best of SF Masterworks, the reason is the copyright for the paperback copy isn't held by Golanx. So they make these type of hard covers. As I said, it's just laminated boards. That's the reason there's just a few hardcovers in the SF Masterworks and in the Best of SF Masterworks. Now, in the case of Dune Messiah and the Children of Doom, those novels hadn't been published before in the SF Masterworks series, so that is the first publication of them there. So I've updated my list of SF Masterworks. This includes the original Black Spine SF Masterworks from 1999 and on, the 2011 to present SF Masterworks with the yellow spines. I also list the white hardcover editions, which are hard to find, and the Best of SF Masterworks. Now, separate to this are also the Golden Age Masterworks, which you see here. I'm not going to talk about those today, but you can find a video in that playlist for the SF Masterworks in the description of this video. So, taking a look at my spreadsheet for the SF Masterworks, this is the one that I've been using for the last few years, and it's just been updated with the new releases. You'll see here that we have author, title, copyright, stories or omnibus. From 2010 to the present, we have the yellow-spined SF Masterworks. We have the 2022 to present Best of SF Masterworks, the 1999 to 2007 black spined ones. They were a numbered series, so you can see the numbers here. And then in 2001, there were the white spined livery hardcovers. They had a jacket as well. And those are really hard to find and can be very expensive. And they were a numbered series as well. And the last one here is the release date of something that's coming out. So let's take a look down here. I'll just show you Dune Messiah and Children of Doom. They are going to be released on 11/19/2026, and they will be a laminated hardcover within the Best of SF Masterworks. Now, what I've done is I've numbered on the left-hand side the different books that have been published. This list has been sorted alphabetically by author. You can see here for Richard Matheson, the I Am Legend, that it's been printed in the yellow spine, in the Best of SF Masterworks, and also in the black spine. Now, for example, Larry Niven's Ring World, it's been in the yellow spine, the black spine, and also in the white hardcover edition. But it's not in the Best of SF Masterworks. As we continue down, you can see, at least by my count, that there's been 211 SF Masterworks released. That doesn't mean that all of them have been released in the yellow spine. There's a couple that are unique to the black spine and a couple now unique to the Best of SF Masterworks. I'll have a link to this spreadsheet both in Excel and also a PDF in the description to this video below. It's very useful if you're trying to collect these books. And they're very collectible, as you can see on my shelves here. Now, before we get into my list for the Best of SF Masterworks, let's briefly talk about Gollancz and its history with science fiction. Gollancz has been publishing science fiction since 1920, and they have a wide catalog. In the late 1990s, they thought, we have this resource here and we need to bring back into print the important works of science fiction. So they established a board of editors and authors, and they identified important works that they had the rights to. They also wanted to continue to keep in print award-winning novels. So the SF Masterworks was started to preserve and to keep in print historically important novels in science fiction and award-winning novels in science fiction. It's a great service to the community in keeping these books available to the public. Now let's get to my Best of SF Masterworks. I haven't read them all, but I'm giving you my best one post at a time right now on my channel. If you go to my channel, click on posts, you'll see here that I've been publishing posts for the last few weeks of my selections for the Best of SF Masterworks. And then at the end of the week on Sundays, I have a poll of the 4 that I've selected that week and ask you, which one did you enjoy the most? Not necessarily that it's the most important, but that you really enjoyed reading it. This is going to continue on through the summer, and then we will have a runoff of some of the winners of the polls. I might take the best 2 out of each of the polls. So if you're interested, make sure you subscribe and watch for those posts as they come out. But I also need your help because there's a lot of books that I haven't read. And so eventually, once I've run through the ones that I've picked, that I've read, I want to ask you, what are the best of the rest that are available? So I'll give you the rest of my Best of SF Masterworks of the ones I've read. Then I want your help for the rest of them. And we'll put together, eventually, a significant list, one that I can recommend to new readers of science fiction as some of the most important books that are available in this publication line. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that Gollancz doesn't have the rights to all science fiction. So it has to be something that they already have the rights to, or perhaps that they can negotiate for the rights to these books. A good example is the last one on the list that is coming out this year is Paprika. I'm not sure when they got the rights to the book, but it's making its first appearance in October. I've already pre-ordered that one. So I hope you'll continue to watch these episodes of my Best of SF Masterworks, help me in some of the choices that I need to make, and we'll together come up with a great list of science fiction that's available from Gollancz. Until next time, keep reading.